You're watching Bears Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Harrison Graham, and I appreciate you guys for clicking on today's video. And today's show is a mailbag, so use hashtag Bears or Super Chat to get your questions on the show. From Emiliano with Daron Payne gone, franchise tag, Saquon our guy. Hot take alert. I don't think it's a hot take, but maybe for some people it is. I don't really want Saquon. He wants $14, $15 million a year. I don't want to pay that to a running back. This team has too many needs. Ryan Poles has already said he'd like to bring David Montgomery back. If you can get him back for $6, $7 million, I would prefer that. Pair him with Khalil Herbert, and let's go. You're good to go. From Jacob Monley, Texans need to give us 2 and 12, or we draft and trade Bryce to anyone who wants him. I just don't think it. You're putting yourself in a risky situation if you draft Bryce Young to try and trade him, because the rest of the league could just be like, yeah, we're not going to give you a top offer, and then you're stuck with him in Fields. So I don't think that's a way to go. But yeah, I'd like to get 2 and 12. Would the Texans pay that? I don't know. I don't know if they would. Winter Fox, trade back to 3 for D-Hop and picks, then trade back again for Crosby and Adams. As fun as that sounds, if you trade for Hopkins, Crosby, and Adams, your cap hit, or your $100 million available in cap space evaporates to like $30 or $40 million, just like that. So I don't think they're going to trade for 3 high-level or high-expensive players, but it's a fun idea. Bryce Marvin, would you be happy with the double trade down with the Texans, then to the Colts? If we were to get the number 12 pick also from Houston, take Jackson Smith and Jigba there, better take some Henny. So Rolly already took the Henny shots for these super chats, but it's a fun idea. The double trade down is a fun idea. I think it's possible, and it really is going to come down to how much these teams value these quarterbacks that they're trying to get as they try to get their guy. From Johnny Drama, great show. Any interest in Kenny Golladay after the Giants cut him? Not particularly, and here's why. We'll show you kind of his career path so far. His first 3 years in Detroit, 4th year was in Detroit too, but he was injured. He was awesome. I mean, really those year 2 and year 3 he took off. Almost 3,000 yards, 19 touchdowns here. Big play weapon, almost 17 yards a catch. But then his last 3 years, it just hasn't been good. I mean, look at the numbers. He hasn't been available as much because of injuries. He hasn't been as productive. Only 3 touchdowns in the last 3 seasons. Less than 1,000 total yards. Like, he just has not been that guy. If it's like a vet minimum type of deal, okay. But other than that, I really do not have interest as he has dropped off big time. Would you sign Kenny Golladay? Maybe you guys disagree with me. Type S for sign or type P for pass. Let me know in the comment section down below. S for sign or P for pass on Kenny Golladay. From Caden Turner, do you most likely see the Texans or Colts trading up and start a Bulls channel? Bulls channel actually could be in the works. Stay tuned. And if I had to guess, I'm still going to lean Colts, but I think the buzz around Houston trading up is real. And if they catch wind that the Colts want to move up, they may want to move up themselves to make sure they get the quarterback that they want. So we'll have to see how the next few weeks go. Zachary Wolchinski, would you rather see the Bears trade down once to the Colts and draft our defensive player, or trade down twice to the Colts and then the Panthers and get picks with a player like DJ Moore or Brian Burns? I mean, obviously a Brian Burns is going to be a more proven player than a Will Anderson, but I think it depends on what other draft pick capital you're getting with the extra trade. Are you getting multiple future firsts overall? Are you getting a second and a third in there? So I think it'll depend, but I like Brian Burns a lot. So I do think any trade with Carolina, I would ask for Brian Burns. From Dankster Dab, if we get the number 2 pick and look to trade back again, do you think the Colts will overpay in order to not get jumped and forced to select the 3rd QB? I think that's possible. If the Colts sit there at 4, they might get the 3rd quarterback, and in a crazy scenario, the 4th quarterback. Because let's say the Bears trade down. Let's say Carolina goes crazy and trades from 9 to 1 with Chicago, right? So they're taking a quarterback at 1. Houston takes a quarterback at 2. What if Arizona then trades down with like Vegas at 3 and Vegas takes a quarterback? Then you're the Colts. You're like, I got to take just whoever's left. I think it's risky sitting there at 4. If you're Indy, at best, you're going to get the second best quarterback, but probably the third. I don't know. I think they're a team that's probably going to have to move up. Now, today's show is sponsored by Cultivate, the free browsing extension that's going to bring transparency to your Amazon shopping experience. Cultivate shows you the brand, seller, or product origin and identifies local alternatives that support local community efforts while saving you money. With over 50% of Amazon U.S. sellers based in China, Cultivate offers a way to avoid trickery from these sellers and keep money in the United States economy. Cultivate offers alternatives that are on average 30% less expensive than Amazon without any additional costs such as Amazon Prime. It can even identify local alternatives that you can pick up on the same day. Cultivate users also earn free donations as rewards for using the extension, and the more you use it, the more you earn in donations by increasing your level. In fact, Cultivate donates 51% of the revenue they make on your purchase. So what are you waiting for? Go to wecultivate.us/chatsports and download Cultivate for free. Let Cultivate bring transparency, savings, and community support to your Amazon shopping journey. Support the show and download with our link, wecultivate.us/chatsports. It's down in the comments and in the description of this video. Find the best prices available. Keep money in the United States economy. It is a win-win for everyone involved. Super chat from Tyler. Trade down looking more possible since the Texans are rumors to want to trade up from 2. Or do you believe trade out of the top with the Panthers could be the better alternative? Again, I have to see the trades. I mean, if you're moving down to 9 with Carolina, I probably want 9, their next 2 first-round picks, and a player. That's probably what I would ask for. Because, listen, jumping up 8 spots to the number 1 pick is a long way to move if you're the Carolina Panthers. So I would ask for an absolute haul if I was Chicago. And, if they're kind of half-assing an offer, then I would not take it. From Jess, you should read Berserk, Firemunga, and what are the odds that we trade back with the Colts, then the Titans, get like 2 to 3 extra firsts, and more picks to draft Jackson Smith and Jigba. I do get the theme that you guys want JSN, and yeah, I think if you trade outside of the top 10, that's a guy to draft. You get the extra future capital, maybe you add an offensive lineman, an edge rusher in there as well. I could certainly be interested in those options. From Keem78, as much as I'm a Fields guy, I wish he didn't look up to Aaron Rodgers as much as he does. JF1 is a Bear, and Bears culture says FGB and FAR. Well, number 1, get the FGBs, the FARs going in the comments. Spam the comment section below. I've said it before, I say it again. It's weird, but Luke Getsy coached Aaron Rodgers for a number of years. He knows him personally. And if it's just from a pure football standpoint, if Justin Fields learns a thing or two from a football playing standpoint from Aaron Rodgers, I don't think that's a bad thing. As much as we hate the guy, he's one of the best quarterbacks of all time. Just don't do ayahuasca with the guy, and you'll be good to go. That's what it comes down to here. Is it a little weird? Yes. Is it strange? Sure. But if he picks up a tidbit or two on how to play quarterback, I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. We bring you the best, at least we think so, Bears news and rumors here on Chicago Bears Now, so subscribe for videos all off-season long here on a daily basis. Turn on those notifications. That way you never miss a show here on the channel. Levante with the super. When Eberflus talked about wide receivers, who do you have in mind for the Bears? Also, HG, did you decide on the jersey you're getting your son? I say go get him one. Justin Fields probably going to be the move there. Haven't gotten him one yet. I kind of like the Walter Payton idea. You can get those, but I might have to ride with my boy Justin Fields. I want to get DeAndre Hopkins. Like that's my top guy because I think you can get him without giving up too much in draft capital. You have the cap space to bring on his contract and sign him to an extension. Like if you could get him, I mean, there's rumors it may only cost a third or a fourth. Like trade your 3rd round pick and go get D-Hop. Let's go. Let's make it happen. Michael P., are you interested in Bobby Wagner? I would take Bobby Wagner. Now, I think Jack Sanborn is naturally a middle linebacker, but, he could play weak side for a year. Maybe Wagner could, and, that's your 1-2 punch. Then maybe you draft another backer to be your 3rd linebacker in the middle rounds. I'd be okay with that. I think he'll sign with a more veteran type of team, but I would absolutely take him. I mean, you need another linebacker on this defense. Who's the biggest free agent the Bears will sign? Hopefully someone that's going to be here longer than Bobby Wagner. What do you guys think? Who is the biggest name free agent the Bears will sign? Let us know in the comments. TD Productions, would you consider taking Tyree Wilson over Anderson or Carter? At this moment in time, I wouldn't, but let's see how the combine goes. Let's see how the pro days go. Things can certainly change. I don't think I would at this exact moment, but I am very intrigued in Tyree Wilson. His athletic traits are off the charts. 6'6", 275, and he's super explosive. I want to see how he fares throughout the week at the combine. Depending on when you're watching this mailbag, combine may have already come and gone, but yeah, I think he's an intriguing player, and I think if you traded down beyond 4, he could definitely be an option for you. From Mark Peterson, if Fields regresses this coming season, are you on Caleb Williams if he's available to us, or giving Fields another year to progress? I mean, if he regresses, like if the Bears spend money in draft picks and this offense has better personnel and he actually gets worse, then it's going to be hard to defend at that point. Like this year, he should improve more than he ever has because you actually have assets to go get him real help. He took a nice step from year 1 to year 2 with minimal help around him compared to the year before. In fact, on paper, got worse. But now, if you get him like a legit receiver, more offensive line help, a better defense where this offense doesn't have to press all the time, and he regresses, then at that point, even I might be out. Like this is a big year for Justin. Like he's got to take a step forward. That starts with the Bears helping him out, but he's got to do his part as well. Nicholas Ritchie, if the Bears trade down to 9, would you take an offensive tackle or a wide receiver? Which one? I think it depends who's available, Nick. I'd be fine with either. I'd say that's a big board decision. Like whatever position is higher on the big board, I would take. I think defensive lineman's still in play there at 9 as well. What if Tyree Wilson's still there? What if Myles Murphy's still there? I've heard Myles Murphy could drop. He could slide in round 1, but I don't think it has to be one or the other. I think it would be a best player available situation. Super chat from Gary, if the Saints blow it up, who can we get? Well, I don't think they're going to blow it up. They've restructured a lot of contracts to try and get under the cap, so I don't think a lot of big moves are coming. So I don't know if there's anyone. I mean, Michael Thomas is the obvious one. They will cut him because financially it just does not make sense to keep him. But, if he becomes available, I would consider signing him to some kind of incentive-based one-year contract. So keep an eye on that. But beyond Thomas, I don't know if I have a ton of interest in what they've got to offer. Appreciate all the questions on today's mailbag video. If we didn't get yours answered, you can hit me up on social media at HGramNFL on Instagram, at HGramNFL on Twitter. We're going to continue to keep you guys in the loop all offseason long. So give me a follow on social media, and let's talk some more Bears football.